Hi, folks. You are watching and listening to Sipping Off the Cuff on Tequila Aficionado Media on all of our channels and networks. I'm Mike Morales here in the armpit of the San Gabriel Valley in Southern California. That guy out there is
a Matt Metris in the nondescript body part of upstate New York.
in sweltering. You said it was hot. You guys are in.
It was. It's been hot. Yeah, it's been very hot.
How's the humidity?
It rained for a while today, so it's been extremely unpleasant.
Wow. Hey, I remember those days when I was in San Antonio. Yeah, it's the except the humidity there probably has got to be like same as Houston. It's oppressive. Yeah. You walk out your door and you're like it's all of a sudden you're walking in slow-mo because there's so much moisture in the air, you know. Like you ever try walking in the bottom of your pool?
Yeah, exactly. Right.
That's why.
Bring a snorkel.
Folks, yeah, with a snorkel. Yeah, that's exactly. Yeah, but see, the snorkel wouldn't. I'd probably drown with a snorkel in all this humidity. We have been beside ourselves with this treat, ladies and gentlemen. You need to find this tequila. It's called Mi Tierra. Yes, there are a lot of tequilas out there known as Mi Tierra. This one is just Mi Tierra. Okay, not Mi Tierra del Volcán de Mi Tierra and Mi Tierra de Mis Amores and all those other names. You know, this one is just Mi Tierra. And it nominated for Brand of Promise nominee in packaging. We love the foil label. We love the Blanco and the Repo were surprisingly old school delicious. And I can't wait to try. This is the Anejo. Apparently they have an extra Anejo we did not get, but that's okay. Yeah, I know. Because I want to see how this progresses. This is a really interesting progression. I didn't expect the Repo to be aged in French oak. I didn't even look at the notes before we got on camera. And I noticed, I told Matt, I said, wow, it's really sweet, but I was confused because it was sweeter than whiskey notes. And it wasn't until I read it that, you know, we figured it out. So I haven't looked at the notes yet, but I'm going to pour it in my Glencairn and we're going to taste it. Then we'll tell you all the ins and outs of stats and stories. In the bottle and the labeling, it makes it look a little bit darker. This is not as dark as I would have thought.
Yeah. And it's 18 months, this one, so.
18 months, okay. It's almost slightly warmer than the Repo. And I think, Matt, you said that the mouthfeel was a little bit was more thinner.
Thinner on the Repo, absolutely, and the Blanco seemed to thicken up, so to speak, as we let it sit and open up a little bit. So I didn't give the Repo that much of an opportunity because I drank it all.
Yeah. Well, once we've read the flavor notes and that's why. Beautiful string of pearls again, very much the same as we got in the Reposado. Just sheeting down the glass. I hopefully you can see that. I'm not sure if they can see it on my camera or not.
Yeah, yours looks better than mine. The light is kind of blowing it out, but you can see it pretty well.
Well, this is so pretty. Now, and again, I thought it would be darker, but does it tell us if they're still using the French oak or are they using another barrel?
Nope. Yeah, still says French oak, 18 months.
So we surmised. We did a little bit of detection and detective work, and we surmised, or I did, that they were using the used French oak. Because I'm not used to, when I see fresh French oak, it's typically darker. And this reminds me a lot, you mentioned G4, you know how Felipe Camarena looks for these ancient barrels, right? They're falling apart because he just wants to present his agave. Well, this one looks to me, and it's reacting, the color is as a very much used French oak barrel.
Yeah, especially for that amount of time to be this light in color.
Wow. Oh, that's pretty. Wow, that's almost like perfumey. Oh my goodness.
Ooh, yeah, it really is. Wow.
Wow. What happened? That was like turned up, it cranked up the aroma like notches up.
Mm-hmm. So caramel jumping out at me.
Now you got toffee on the reposado, but this is a lot
Yeah.
deeper. It's deeper.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness. The aroma doesn't match the color.
No. Some dried fruit, maybe?
Could be. You know, it's very spices, but it's interesting. It's not like baking spices. It's more like um, spices you get in like tea, or since you mentioned the tea bags and
Sure,
on your
sure.
shelf back there. It's like raiding somebody's spice cabinet. Holy cow! Now as it opens up, I'm getting more of the orange. It's more of a jelly orange, or like a preserve, or like a God, what I hate those too. I'm not much of a fan of those. Marmalade. It's
Mm-hmm.
marmalade. That's what I'm getting.
Yeah. Yeah. I was thinking like a dried cherry, but it's sort of in that same neighborhood.
Yeah, I'll buy that too. It's just not deep. It's like
Mm-hmm.
maybe like it's not a candied cherry or brandied cherries, or
Right.
more like a maraschino.
Not a ton of oak either, which lends credence to these being end of life barrels.
Yeah. Is that what we're going to call it now? The end
Yeah.
of life barrel. The euthanasia barrel. I like that, end of life.
Take it to the dark place. Yeah.
Well, here we are. uh, wow, that is just, again, I'm surprised. It's not what I expected, because the Blanco, I really wasn't, when I found the gnome number and I found the distillery and saw that it's only a handful of brands coming out of there, and I've never seen this one. I've seen only one other one, the Don Fernando TKO. I've seen before. It looks like a boxing glove. It's a red boxing glove. Um, but I've never seen this, never even heard of it. And so I was expecting, old school.
Mm-hmm.
But these two expressions, the Repo and the Anejo, have been surprising. Oh, we gotta dive in, man.
Mm-hmm.
Let's dive
Let's do
in.
it. Mm.
Wow.
Yeah. It starts off almost middle of the road, kind of stereotypical añejo, and then some flavors start to pop out as you move it around. Got almost like a burst of orange.
Yeah. And what a nice long finish too. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
And again, the blast of I won't even call it a hot cinnamon. It was more like a blast of, it's still peppery to
Mm-hmm.
me. Not cinnamon, not like a red hot or anything like that. But yeah, this is, so far, the Blanco and the Reposado, the longer you let them sit and open up, the more layers tend to come out. I'm thinking this is one of those you got to spend some time with.
Yeah, not a lot of oak on this either.
No, yeah, no. Well, again,
Yeah,
it's
it all ties together. All the
end of life barrel, right?
Mm-hmm.
Again, the mouthfeel is lighter in structure in the Repo and the Anejo too. So I felt it was very lighter than I expected. But it does finish dry though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's really neat. That's kind of unique. We don't see that a lot.
I get more wood notes on the retro nasal than you do initially.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, these barrels must be falling apart. Because, The one thing I can't say is that I'm not getting. Well, if it's turning into orange, it's from the citrus of the that we got on the Blanco.
Mm-hmm.
That has to be the characteristic of the tequila that's coming through is the citrus notes. Okay, so what's the process on this again?
So masonry ovens looks like a shredder roller mill. They say fermented in wooden vats, open air. We saw some stainless vats in their picture too, so we're a little confused about that. Double distilled in copper.
Yeah, I'm sure that they have the wherewithal to be able to make this. I believe that this sounds to me like it's the flagship brand of the distillery.
Could be, yeah.
Which means that they have the wherewithal to be able to do the stainless steel open. I still like that they have an open air fermentation. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
If it's covered, then they're heat controlled because they want to crank a lot of these out. They want to shorten the time of the fermentation. I believe that this one is fermented in the wooden vats. We did a little detective work on the small deck that they sent us. And if we look really hard and amplify what we're seeing, I think there's one big wooden vat behind all the 6 stainless steel vats.
Yeah. We went full CSI on this. Enhance. But there's no, I mean, the picture is such low resolution.
Yeah, it's like if we start enhancing, it just pixelates and we can't see anything. Oh my God. But what's the okay, so far the Blanco and the Repo have killed me because the quality of this tequila there's no parity, with the price point. So what's this price point? This is a French oak rested.
French oak, yeah.
Anejo.
$90. No, just kidding. Just kidding.
Yeah.
$36.
¿Qué están haciendo? No, mira. See this? You need to raise this price up $10.
Mm-hmm.
You're folks, ladies and gentlemen, you're paying $10 more for less quality than what you can get in this tequila.
Mm-hmm. This is exceptional value. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's the other thing. Maybe I should. No, I'm going to go ahead and say nominate this as a brand of promise in the Anejo category. But I agree with you. Brand of promise. I really need to get one of these to you.
I'd probably just lose it anyway, to be fair.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw in some super glue too while I'm at it. Just to, I'll throw that in for free.
I got a 9-year-old, man. I got plenty of popsicle sticks.
He could make a bunch of these for us.
Sweatshop labor, yeah. We can send them to the other teammates.
Yeah, you have child labor. Oh, I'm sorry, folks. We're just, when you taste this kind of quality, and it makes you giddy, because I'm ticked off, and so, it's kind of like both. I'm fighting it because I know that there's stuff in the mainstream out there that people are paying $10 more on every level of expression for less quality than what you're getting in this bottle. And I think I'm going to have to do it. I'm going to nominate this as a brand of promise in the value category. Mm-hmm. And that's a shocker. To me, that's a shocker because this thing, I'm speechless.
Yeah, that's going to be hard to compete with in the value category too. That's,
yeah, because Tequileño, the quality that you're getting from Tequileño, which we love, but Tequileño is in a legacy category all its own, and they're making tequila like these people are making tequila. Okay, so if you're a Tequileño lover, you need to find Mi Tierra, and yeah, like I said, there's a whole bunch of these that are named Mi Tierra. This is the only one. Let me give you all the numbers on it so that we know. This is coming out of Distillery. Tequilera de la Barranca de Matitan, 1473. The signature on the neck tag is Carlos Carrillo, right? Is that the okay? And apparently he is the patriarch of a grocery store, and his children or his grandchildren started the distillery because they all wanted to, you can do stuff like that. They have no 3-tier system, so they can make tequila, sell it at his stores, his grocery chain, and that's how it's done. So, it was started by a woman. This is a woman-owned distillery, and I'm assuming that they've been around since 2000. So I'm assuming that she's still there. And let me give you her name too. If you're looking to support female-owned distilleries or brands, there's another one. Ingeniera Ana Rosa Carrillo started this in 2000. She opened her own distillery, and I believe this is the flagship brand of that distillery. And my goodness, just amazing. It's amazing. I can't stress enough to you folks how much you really need to find this. I think, Matt, you only found it in one place so far.
Yeah, I found it on Old Town, which has a pretty wide selection. I was just, while you were talking, looking on my distribution site for New York State, and it comes up in the database, but it's not assigned to a distributor, so doesn't seem like anybody's carrying it.
I think you should tell your brother to pick it up.
Yeah, for real.
If you don't know much about Matt's background, but he and his brother, Matt does a lot of tastings at his brother's bar, which thankfully has survived the pandemic. Give us the name of the I think it's a destination location. Give us the name of the bar.
Selena's Mexican Restaurant.
Okay. It's a bar and a restaurant. Business is brisk, I hope.
Yeah, absolutely. It's crazy. Staffing is a different story, but business is great.
Good. Thank God. Because I really would like, when you get a moment, when you get a chance, I know you're a busy guy. Because all these guys, all these TJs, they all work for Tequila because they work for somebody else, or they work for themselves. Maybe after tax season is over for you, you can do something like a special, just a camera phone, and show us what the bar looks like.
Totally.
Initially, the way Matt found us, he submitted a video to us demonstrating a new tequila we had never heard from, known 1414, which is one of our favorites. And that's how we found out that who Matt was and where he comes from, and where and the background and the tequila too. It became one of our sponsors when we were doing road tours, and we loved it. And next thing you know, he's a full-blown TJ. You've been doing this, what, 4 years with us now?
At least, yeah. It's been a long time.
Almost 5. Yeah, he's almost a legacy brand, folks. Nowhere near the end of life.
I had way less gray hair when I started doing this.
Yeah, well, and during the pandemic, he had that full-blown, hunting beard. He had the hunting beard. Is it hunting season? No, man. I just, rolled out of bed.
There's no reason to go outside, so.
Yeah. So anyway, folks, that's our take on Mi Tierra de Anejo. Go find it. Go get it. It's a Brand of Promise nominee. It's a value category nominee. It's a packaging nominee. This is a winner. Okay, so that's what I'm telling you. I'm going out on a limb and saying that. But you've been watching and listening to Sipping Off the Cuff on Tequila Aficionado Media on all of our channels and networks. Follow us on Instagram. Follow Matt on the Instagram. If you're listening to us on the podcast, go ahead and download it on Spotify. Also, if you're watching us on YouTube, subscribe. Give us a comment if you've had this tequila before. Hit the notification bell and give us a like as well. And whatever you do, tomar sabiamente.
Sip wisely.